Welcome to the Herb Man T podcast. I am your host, Herb Man T.
Spectate.
I'm feeling real good. Feeling real good. Every time, never gets old. All right, so welcome to the podcast, episode 7. Today I'm going to talk about the small intestines and the accessory organs, high blood pressure type 2, and some lung issues. All right, so starting with the small intestines, it is a part of your digestive system. It is responsible for absorbing your nutrients. So your small intestines makes digestive juice, which mixes with bile and pancreatic juices to complete the breakdown of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Bacteria in your small intestine. Why do I want to say small intestines when it's just small intestine? Bacteria in your small intestine make some of the enzymes you need to digest carbohydrates. So the bacteria in your small intestines make some of the enzymes you need to break down carbohydrates. Your small intestines moves water from your bloodstream into your GI tract, that's your gastrointestinal tract, to help break down food. Your small intestine also absorbs water with other nutrients. But the short version, small intestines likes to the small intestine's function is to absorb your nutrients. Now understand the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas work together to break down your fats from the foods you eat, your proteins or your amino acids from the foods you eat, as well as your carbohydrates from the foods you eat. Now, when talking about carbs, understand that starches are complex carbohydrates. Your body wants carbohydrates. So save your body the extra step and just consume carbs, and that would be in your fruits and vegetables. Now, a great herb that can help to promote the function of your small intestines would be herbs that have a demulcent action or demulcent action. A demulcent herb is a herb rich in mucilage and can soothe and protect irritated or inflamed internal tissue. Do a mic check. Make sure I don't hear any problems. Turn me up a little bit. Yeah. All right. In general, all mucilage containing demulcents have the general properties of reducing irritation down the whole length of the bowel, as well as just the entire gastrointestinal tract. And that's your esophagus, stomach, small bowel, and large bowel. They also help to reduce the they also help to reduce sensitivity of the digestive system to gastric acids, helping to prevent diarrhea and reducing digestive muscle spasms and much, much more. So two great herbs or herbs with a demulcent action are couch grass and marshmallow root. Couch grass is also a diuretic and antimicrobial, so it can help to fight against infection as well as stimulate the kidney's function. Marshmallow root is also an emollient, so marshmallow root is a vulnerary. Vulnerary means it can help to heal the tissues. Demulcent, soothe, heal the tissues internally. Emollient, soothe, heal the tissues externally. It is also a expectorant and diuretic, so it can help to soothe the lungs and expel mucus from the lungs, as well as soothe the urinary system or urinary tract and stimulate the kidney's function. Now, the liver focuses on the liver in terms of breaking down your foods or in terms of digestion, creates bile and secretes bile. Bile emulsifies your fats or breaks down your fats. Bitters can help to promote the liver's function. as well as hepatics. Bitters can help to promote the secretion of gastric juices or digestive juices all throughout the digestive system, from stimulating your salivary glands, your exocrine part of the pancreas, as well as your bowel and also your stomach. So they are great for overall digestive health. They also have secondary actions. So they can also promote digestive health as well as health, digestive health as well as neurological health. So their secondary action could be a nervine, could also be an anti-inflammatory, warming, cooling, etc. So two bitters I'm going to mention now. One is going to be angelica and the other yarrow. So angelica it is a warming bitter. So it would increase the gastric acid. So if you have low stomach acid, observe angelica. Angelica, did I say angelica root? Yeah, observe angelica. All right, it is. Angelica is a digestive stimulant, astringent, helps to tone and tighten tissues. Astringent helps to tone and tighten tissues. Expectorant expels mucus, as well as a diaphoretic, can help to promote sweating, and many more actions such as carminative, diuretic, cholagogue, etc. And then yarrow it's a bitter tonic to be specific. It's also anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, which means help to clean cells. If I'm not mistaken, is it stopped from putrefaction? I always thought that was a funny word, putrefaction. It is substance that destroys or inhibits the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms. So antiseptic, astringent, again, tone and tightens tissues. Yarrow is also a diaphoretic, hypotensive, as well as a minagogue. So it can promote blood flow to the pelvic area in in women's in women's cases. In a woman's case, if you're going to take yarrow and you have a female reproductive system, the amenagogue action can promote menstruation. So some herbs for the liver, and actually you want to focus on what be known as hepatic, but even when an herb is considered in hepatic, you can have it can be a hepatic protective, hepatic restorative, it could be a cholagogue, it could be a choloretic, etc. So two herbs I'm going to focus on that have a hepatic action. One is going to be milk thistle, and the other is dandelion root. So milk thistle is a hepatoprotective, and hepatorestorative. So it can help to restore the liver's function. Research has shown that it promotes the regeneration of diseased liver cells and protects them against some poisons. And then dandelion root, it has choloretic, cholagogue, tonic, and bitter actions. So choloretic, I keep wanting to say lean like a cholo for some reason. Choloretic, choloretic. Dandelion root has dandelion root has choloretic actions, cholagogue, tonic, as well as a bitter. So choloretic can increase the volume of bile. Cholagogue stimulates or promotes the movement of bile out from the liver. All right, then the pancreas. Some herbs for the pancreas. Again, the bitter action, so the yarrow can help there. Also, your gentian root, dandelion root, and many more. So herbs I want to mention for the pancreas, you have fenugreek because it has anti-diabetic actions. And if you know anything about diabetes, it's basically a sugar metabolism problem. And when dealing with a sugar metabolism issue, the pancreas is a organ you want to focus on, and also the adrenal glands is another organ you want to make sure you focus on. So Bofino Greek has anti-diabetic actions, demoscin actions, galactagogue actions, as well as being a appetite stimulant. And then you have Gymnema, which in Hindi means the sugar destroyer. I'll take the time to mention you always want to research the toxicity and contraindications of herbs before use. So, Gymnema has been used in the treatment of diabetes in India for over 2,000 years. And Gymnema will drop sugar levels quick, can drop them too quick, which can lead to problems. So, if you're considering using this herb, proceed with caution or just, consult with your healthcare provider or practitioner. All right, so I had a question about high blood pressure and what was it? In type 2. Here we go. High blood pressure in type 2. What herbal is good? Yeah, so first, when trying to find out what herbs to use for whatever problem, what tissues, what organs, what glands are involved with this organ's malfunction. So, high blood pressure, the arteries are constricted for whatever reason. So, on one hand, you're talking about the arteries or the cardiovascular system, but also you got to look into the endocrine system and the urinary system because when reading your when getting a blood pressure reading, you have your diastolic and systolic. I don't know why I'm still getting those backwards, but the number on top represents your adrenal glands function, and the number on the bottom represents your kidneys function. Real quick, real quick. So, two organs to focus on would be your adrenals and your kidneys. But when thinking holistic, you're going after the entire endocrine system and the entire urinary system. Some great herbs you could use to, or some herbal actions to focus on when looking to heal or support the wellness of the adrenals would be adaptogens. And as I mentioned earlier, herbal actions to focus on to support the wellness of your pancreas will be bitters. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, systolic is on the top, diastolic is on the bottom. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to know. Now, going back to the high blood pressure. So, one thing that could be constricting the blood vessels or the blood arteries, fats, cholesterol, building up in the artery walls to help cushion the tissues of your arteries to protect them from all that blood forcing through because that those adrenal glands or the adrenal glands are kicking out adrenaline because you're in fight or flight mode. So the body's trying to protect itself from the effects of you entering into fight or flight mode. So, and when dealing with cholesterol, you have the liver creating about 80% of the body's cholesterol and kicking that out. All right, trying to cushion those arteries. And what happens is we're creating this fight or flight mode, but we're not removing the waste that comes from it. And that ties right back into your lymphatic system, ties right back into your adrenal glands and kidneys, because the adrenal gland sits on top of the kidneys. So they both affect each other in their functions. They're literally touching each other. That was literally, literally, they are literally touching each other. So some herbs I had here for high blood pressure. So something an herb to observe for reducing blood pressure: linden, lime flower, or linden tree. It is a sedative, antispasmodic, mild astringent, hypotensive, and diuretic. Mild astringent. What time I am on here? Got about a million tabs open over here. Ooh, man. Okay, I gotta start. Gotta start shortening these up, or maybe making them longer. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So linden tree. All right. So just to note, it is hypotensive, so it can help to reduce blood pressure, but it is rarely strong enough on its own to reduce blood pressure. Just so you know. So don't put all your eggs in one basket when using linden tree. Another great herb to help reduce blood pressure is hawthorn. It is a cardiotonic, so it can help to strengthen the heart. It has hypotension actions, as well as being a coronary vasodilator and diuretic. So going over to type 2, whenever the whole diabetes, sugar metabolism problem. So again, pancreas, adrenal glands you want to focus on. And what I've learned is that when dealing with type 1, you want to make sure you're focusing on the pancreas. When dealing with type 1, you want to make sure you're focusing on the pancreas and the adrenals. When dealing with type 2, you can look at focusing on the adrenals. Little man is getting good at coming in after 15 minutes. Okay. All right. So some herbs like I have up here for the type 2 or the adrenal glands. I have astragalus root and Siberian ginseng. Both have adaptogen actions. And I'm back. And I'm back. All right. So astragalus root has adaptogenic actions as well as being a immunomodulator, so it can help to stimulate the immune system. Also, it is a classic energy tonic that improves physical endurance by helping the body adapt to stressful influences. External stressful influences. And then Siberian ginseng, also known as eleuthero root, it is an adaptogen and general tonic, immunomodulator, and stimulant, as well as hypoglycemic. And then the last question I had, it was about detoxing the lungs. Find it. So it was, can you do an episode on lung regrowth to combat smoking? Yeah. So when dealing with smoking or getting rid of residue in the lungs, you got to promote detoxification. You got to get the lymphatic system moving. Now, earlier I mentioned about, no, earlier when I was talking about high blood pressure, I mentioned that there was an issue with removing the waste that has been created from these stressful situations. And when promoting detoxification, you could you will reduce blood pressure or bring balance to your blood pressure, as well as work on eliminating the residue from your lungs that has been built up from smoking whatever. So, from marijuana, can we say marijuana? From smoking marijuana, tobacco, etc. Even when we consume a high starch diet, those residues build up in our bodies, and then we become or have some form of addiction that is created from eating the same thing over and over and over again, and they just get stuck. So they begin to get stuck around our cells, and we're just not moving them out properly or the right way. So on one end, of course, you will want herbs for the lungs to help strengthen the lungs. But if you're talking about cellular regeneration, you got to make room for the cells to regenerate and reproduce themselves in a healthy way. I mean, if you ever get a cut, you can literally watch the cells regrow and I want to say patch up the skin, but I'm sure that's not correct. I know there's a better term for it. But the point is you will watch the cells regenerate and heal on the largest organ of your body or largest eliminatory organ of your body, and that's your skin. Same thing can happen with your lungs, same thing can happen with your liver, pancreas, etc. If the cells can do it, they will, but you first have to set the terrain for the cells to do so. So one herb to observe when looking to regrow lung tissue is an herb that can help to reduce stress because it can become stressful. So that would be Avena sativa, milky oat seed, or oat straw. It has antidepressant actions, nervous system tonic, and tropho-restorative, as well as demulcent. So tropho-restorative, nervine tropho-restorative, so nervous system food, antidepressant. That tells me it's focusing on the parathyroid. I just can't get away from relating depression to the parathyroid, but that's just me. And then some herbs for the lungs, elecampane and lung wart. So elecampane is has elecampane has diuretic, expectorant, alterative, and antimicrobial actions. So diaphoretic promotes sweating, diuretic stimulates kidney function, expectorant expels mucus, alterative moves lymph, and antimicrobial can help to fight infections. And then lastly, lungwort. It has emollient, expectorant, and astringent actions. Emollient can be used to soothe the skin or heal the skin. Expectorant expels mucus, and astringent tones and tighten tissues. So just remember when regrowing cells or dealing with cellular regeneration, you got to promote detoxification. You have to promote detoxification. All right. And when promoting detoxification, you're talking about food, you're talking about botanicals. Also, you got to move lymph. That's the key to removing toxins from the body. And when moving lymph, you have to focus on the kidneys and the skin, bare minimum. And you can focus on that just through what you're consuming on a day to day basis. So, fruits, berries, and melons is definitely the optimal diet for man. All right. So, what we got here? So, I got a question: herbs to restore brain from Alzheimer's. What should we take to properly detox? Greetings from Austin, Texas. What's going on, Valerie? Yeah, so Leon Cuffy, I'll add your question to my list and I'll talk about it in a later episode. What should we take to properly detox? So, in terms of taking, what are you eating? You got to eat the proper food. So, fruits, berries, and melons is a great place to start. But specifically, you want to take herbs for the lymph and kidneys, as well as the skin. But it's a whole process because when you're talking about taking herbs for the lymph, kidneys, and skin, understand that the skin is also associated with the endocrine system, specifically the thyroid. And when you start talking about the thyroid's function, you got to look at the entire endocrine system. So you really want to go back and focus on the body as a whole and think holistic. So focusing on everything to do it right. But the bare minimum is focusing on your eliminatory organs. I didn't mention the colon, but of course you want to focus on the colon and make sure you're getting that digestive waste out. But that is all the time I have for this podcast. 25 minutes. Thank you all for joining. Episode 8 tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Peace.
Spectate.
I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. And be held accountable for everything that you do. Be surrounded by the ones that are loving you. Growing never sink unless you sinking in the shot. While you in the fourth quarter and the haters sit and watch. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling so good. Feeling real. Feeling real good.